Castle Gone Wild.
How did her bra end up wrapped around his neck?
College girl's gone crazy.
Finding the killer.
How's the investigation going?
Will expose more than they expected.
We have a few questions.
Maybe more than just a few questions.
Tonight, Castle at 10:35 on Pearl.
Welcome back. Protests over workplace safety erupted across Turkey as hope faded that any more survivors would be found in a stricken coal mine. The death toll has risen to at least 282 after an explosion and fire ripped through the coal mine in Soma. More than 100 are believed to still be trapped inside. The disaster has sparked demonstrations nationwide. In Istanbul, thousands clashed with police as they demanded that the government resign. The protesters are angry that in a country that has seen rapid economic growth over the past decade, it still suffers from one of the world's worst workplace safety records. Turkey's leading unions have called for a one-day nationwide strike on Thursday.
Back locally, 9 out of 19 energy drinks tested in a recent Consumer Council study were found to contain sugar levels of more than half of the World Health Organization's recommended daily intake. Caffeine levels in a few samples also exceeded the recommended daily intake for children. Stephanie Choi with the story.
Pulling an all-nighter? Before you reach for an energy drink, you may want to check how much sugar it contains. The Consumer Council tested 19 samples of energy drinks. The Coca-Cola Relentless Energy Drink Origin and Monster Energy Carbonated Energy Beverage were found to contain 50.5 grams and 52.5 grams of sugar per bottle respectively, or equivalent to 11 cubes of sugar. 7 other samples contained 25 grams of sugar or more. And the World Health Organization's recommended daily sugar intake, no more than 50 grams. In 3 of the samples, the levels of caffeine also exceeded the recommended daily intake limit of 85 milligrams for children aged 10 to 12. The Consumer Council warned that the consumption of energy drinks has been linked in recent years to kidney failure and seizures among individuals such as children and pregnant women. The council cautioned against consuming alcohol together with energy drinks, as this might impact the central nervous system.
There are different ordinances to regulate restaurants and eateries, to sell alcohol drinks. But by far, we believe, it's more important to have the consumer to understand the nature of energy drink. If they are more cautious, not to mixing the drinks when they are having the happy hour or maybe party time, that would reduce a lot of risk for their health.
The council also looked into 6 sports drink samples which supposedly help you replenish lost electrolytes after intense exercise. Unlike most energy drinks, sports drinks aren't usually caffeinated, but the council says they also contain lots of sugar. Its advice, unless you've been exercising vigorously for more than an hour, ditch the sports drink and go for water. The council said vendors should avoid putting sports and energy drinks on the same shelf so consumers won't reach for the wrong product. Stephanie Choi, TVB News.
The world's biggest batch of confiscated ivory to be destroyed in a single operation was incinerated in Hong Kong today. Ivory totaling 28 tons in weight was crushed, mixed with chemical waste and then incinerated. The Agricultural, Fisheries and Conservation Department got rid of the ivory at Tsingyi. Hong Kong signed an international agreement back in 1976 to stop the trading of endangered species. Since then, authorities have confiscated 29 tons of ivory and ivory products. Some of it is being kept for educational, scientific and law enforcement purposes. The ivory destroyed today has an estimated value of between $200 and $400 million. All right, Tony, over to you for sports.
That's right. We've got a big cup final to talk about, and ahead of some other cup finals later this weekend too. Seville are celebrating their 3rd Europa League trophy in 9 years after beating Portuguese giants Benfica in a penalty shootout last night. The defeat comes only a year since their agonising defeat to Chelsea in the same tournament.
Spain's Sevilla and Portugal's Benfica battled it out in the Europa League final last night. Benfica were looking for their first European trophy since 1962 and were hoping for better fortune after losing last year to Chelsea. But frustration set in as both sides couldn't find the back of the net. So, after a 0-0 draw, The match went to penalties, which Sevilla won 4-2. For Benfica, it was yet more despair as the club endured their 8th European final loss. It was Seville's 3rd Europa League title in 9 seasons, with the tournament proving quite a goldmine for the Spanish club.
It's unbelievable. It's really crazy. It's a moment so hard with a lot of emotion, and yeah, say thank you to everybody, to my players, to the fans, to all of them which have the Seville Football Club in the heart.
Next up for football fans, a string of domestic finals this weekend, including the finale to the German and English FA Cups.
Well, the Miami Heat took another step closer to defending their NBA title as they reached the Eastern Conference Finals last night. They did it at the expense of the Brooklyn Nets, but star forward LeBron James says his team aren't getting complacent.
We still have some business to take care of, but it's great to be able to put ourselves in a position to get to where we want to go. But we never shortcut the process. We understand that each and every game is going to be a challenge for us.
Well, Roger Federer is looking a little rusty on court ahead of the French Open as he crashed out of the second round of a warm-up tournament in Italy. Still, given he's celebrating the recent birth of his twin boys, it's understandable his mind is on other things. Federer let a lead to slip away and was beaten 2-1 by 47th-ranked Jeremy Chardy of France.
In New York, a new museum that memorializes the terror attacks of September 11th, 2001 will open to the public next Wednesday. As Sonia Otero reports, it's designed to ensure no one ever forgets 9/11 and the thousands who lost their lives.
The story behind 9/11 is about loss, pain, and history, and it's best told by the victims through their final voicemails to loved ones, by the photos of those who jumped to their deaths to escape the burning Twin Towers, or the dust-covered shoes left behind by the many who fled the building's collapse. Built 7 stories beneath Ground Zero, the National September 11th Memorial Museum packs a powerful message.
The museum is a place where you can come to understand 9/11 through the lives of those who were killed and the lives of those who rushed here to help. It will help ensure that all future generations know what happened on that day and why it happened.
The most powerful exhibit reveals 2 battered columns from the original World Trade Center building. Another moving piece is a wall that withstood the attacks. This same wall held back the Hudson River when the World Trade Center was being built. Other 9/11 artifacts include the survivors' stairs, where countless people ran to escape the burning towers. This is a fire engine from Rescue Unit Ladder 3, a reminder of how the New York Fire Department lost 343 firefighters in one day. Other personal and painful exhibits include cockpit recordings from the doomed planes and the final words shared to loved ones on board. There's also a place dedicated to storing unidentified remains of those who died at the site.
This is a repository so the medical examiner can continue to work on these remains while allowing the families like me who got no remains back whatsoever, none, to go in there and sit and pray, think, reflect, whatever it is they want to do.
The museum took 8 years to design the displays and gather artifacts. This includes settling disputes over how best to document the day when the hijacked plane slammed into the World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and an open field near Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Nearly 3,000 people lost their lives in the 9/11 attacks. This hallowed ground ensures they're never forgotten and shows Americans recovered to become even stronger. Sonia Artero, TVB News.
And that's the news for tonight. Thanks for
watching. Good night.
開波啦！咦，阿斯朗無啦啦都喺度插花嘅？點解要俾黃牌啊？唔係黃牌，
係莫釘我。個草地又爛又多水氹，梗係失準啦。
一貼一噴，啲蚊即刻彈開啊！莫釘我，耶！
每次煮食都要新廚具。法國特福易潔廚具特有抗變形底部同防黏底塗層，每日每餐幫你保持烹飪水準。法國特福少不了的好主意。
Sunlight Financial presents The Weather Report is brought to you by Sunlight Financial.
Good evening. The weather was mainly cloudy with a few showers. As tonight's situation chart shows, a trough of low pressure is bringing showers to Guangdong. Today's temperatures range from about 27.3 to 30.8 degrees, and the relative humidity was between 74 and 90%. 2.8 millimeters of rain has been recorded since midnight. The current temperature is about 29 degrees Celsius, with the relative humidity standing at 78%. So, Freddie, how's the weather tomorrow?
Oh.
It will be mainly cloudy with a few showers. Temperatures will range between 27 and 30 degrees. There will be showers in the next few days. Tomorrow's air quality health index is forecast at low to moderate. The maximum UV index forecast for tomorrow will be about 7. Now to the latest global weather update. Cloudy in Shanghai and Xiamen. Cloudy in Guangzhou and Chengdu. Sunny in Beijing, Seoul, and Tokyo. Thunderstorms in Bangkok and rain in Ho Chi Minh. Showers in Kuala Lumpur and rain in Jakarta. Thunderstorms in New Delhi and showers in Karachi. Bright in Cairo and Nairobi. Sunny in Sydney, Melbourne, and Auckland. Cloudy in Toronto and showers in New York. Sunny in San Francisco and Los Angeles. Sunny in Paris, Amsterdam, and Zurich. That's the weather. Have a lovely evening.
It was brought to you by Sunlight Financial. Life's brighter under the sun. What is widely known and apparently acceptable to some in Washington may come as a surprise to the public. Using donated funds for personal use, like private trips and hiring family members. Also, a hospital in Africa offering life-saving surgery for free. Saturday night, 60 Minutes at 6:30 on Pearl. What do you see when you look at a painting? What are you supposed to see? Embark on a highly visual journey of exploration to get an exciting perspective on how to truly appreciate the world of painting. Friday, Delia School of Canada presents How to Look at a Painting at 8 on Pearl. The visual and taste sensation of contemporary East-West fusion cooking. Tips for healthy living from the green expert. The appreciation of vinyl records in the digital age. And the fascination of collecting whiskey. Tonight, Dolce Vita at 10 on Pearl.